Once in a while, Marvel will do things right, and I have to give it to them. Ultimate Spider-Man has been a fantastic book. The second issue came out recently, and it was just as good as the first one. Some people liked it better because there's actually some action in it. The first one was all set up. The thing is, though, the setup was so good, it got everybody excited for the book. And that book is still going for a lot of money on eBay. It's surprising. Even the second print is worth money. So the second issue came out, and people are pretty excited about this one as well. It launched to the top of the comic book charts, surprising nobody. It was number one. And, you know, I'm kind of surprised at how good it is. We'll see if it stays good. Usually by the fifth issue of these new Marvel books, we have a good idea of where things are going to go. But, you know, there it is. Even the second print of the first issue is on here at 25. So, not surprising to me, but I mean, you would think that Marvel would look at this and say, wow, if we just do things right by fans, they reward us. No, they don't listen. They don't do that because case in point, Punisher. So if you remember, I did a couple of videos on this because it was disgusting what they did to this character. They took his guns away. They brought his wife back from the dead so that she could mock him and divorce him and talk about taking all his money and belittling him. And they literally destroyed the character. They didn't kill him. They sent him to some alternate dimension where he's like leading some orphans around. I don't know what's going on there. All I know is that they got rid of him after humiliating him and then brought in this dude to replace him. And it's a dead comic. It fell off the sales charts after the first issue. Second issue was like at the bottom of the sales list, and then it fell off. And it looks like they've quietly canceled it. That's what people are saying. It's not for sure that this book is canceled. I want to put that out there. But people have been putting the work in on it and found that there are no solicitations for this book all the way up for a couple of months into the future. So it looks like the fourth issue is where this book is going to end. This is the cucked Punisher, by the way. They hate Frank Castle. They've been wanting to change him for a long time. They've given him a replacement that uses shield ray guns and has a strange skull uniform. So look at this. They hate that skull uniform, by the way, his logo, because the right uses it, cops use it, military uses it. They don't like that. They would rather Antifa use it. So if Antifa celebrated the Punisher and used that skull, you would see it all over the place. But that's not the case. So because people they don't like politically celebrate Frank Castle and the Punisher, they had to get rid of him. So they brought in this guy that instead of having a skull, he has a pause button for his skull nose there and ammo packs for the mouth. It's stupid. This was a dumb idea. It was never going to take off, and it's now canceled. Marvel does this quite a bit. When they don't like the way characters are being used, they are fully ready to just run it into the ground. Case in point, Fantastic Four, X-Men. When Fox had rights to the Fantastic Four movies and the X-Men movies, and Marvel started to take off in the MCU, they decided that because they didn't have control of those characters, they were going to run them into the ground. And that they did. They pretty much threw the Fantastic Four into space and got rid of them for a long time. And the X-Men, they just had like one comic book going, I think. They killed Wolverine. Remember the death of Wolverine, that big event? And they were content with just letting those brands die. They're trying to bring them back now. But my point there is, though, they are willing to run shit into the ground for no reason, just because they don't like where things are going outside of the comic book brand. And that's what they did with the Punisher, and it backfired. Nobody wants this. They race-swapped Microchip, gave him like a dollar store Jigsaw as a villain, and nobody liked it, and nobody read it. This is his woman in the chair, by the way. So Marvel has no problem taking things away from fans, and they think that they can do it better. Oh, okay. Well, we'll give you this guy instead of Frank Castle, this cucked, shitty version that nobody asked for. You can have this instead, because that way it'll come out of the cultural zeitgeist, and maybe you'll like this version better. Nobody did, and now it's apparently canceled without them saying anything. So here's what they had to say. However, given these solicitations, it looks like the series has been canceled after just 4 issues, because the solicitations are for March, which came out at the end of December, do not have any Punisher titles listed. So what they're talking about here are they're usually in these Marvel preview books, and they'll have previews for books a couple of months out in advance. You can kind of see where things are going. The only solicitation is the paperback, the trade paperback that has the first 4 issues. That's it. Finally, the most recent solicitation that dropped at the end of February for product shipping in May does not include the series. So it looks like this book got canceled. Maybe they'll throw something at the end of the day just to spite me, saying, well, here's the 5th issue, but I somehow doubt that. So it's just funny to me when this happens. They had a character people loved. They haven't known what to do with him forever because they don't like him using guns and killing people. So they took away his guns and gave him magic powers, changed his logo, and then at the end changed his origin completely and cucked him. Because Frank Castle didn't become the Punisher because his wife and kids got killed. Well, that is why he became the Punisher. But it was revealed that his wife was going to leave him after that picnic. She was going to tell him that it was over and they were getting a divorce. And the kids actually hated him too. It's a joke, man. I've never seen a character get shit on and destroyed quite like they did the Punisher. It was really embarrassing. And they should honestly feel ashamed of themselves, but they don't. Jason Aaron, the guy who did it, hated the Punisher. It seems like he was pretty open about not liking that character. So they brought in somebody that didn't like the character to utterly shit on him and destroy him. And they thought they could bring in this guy and do it better. And they were dead wrong. Nobody liked it. Punisher fans ran from it. Its design was stupid. Like, seriously, I can't get over this dumb pause button for his nose. It's ridiculous. It's like, can we make a skull? Let's make a Punisher skull in the least attractive ways possible so that fans hate it. They could tell you hated the character, so they didn't show up for the new one. So, R.I.P. new Punisher. R.I.P. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.